Hi dear students, good morning to Vidyanagar online classes. It's me Anu Kumar, USS teacher. So last module we are starting our new chapter from civics, understanding diversity. That chapter, in that module we have discussed what is the meaning of diversity, what is unity in diversity, people different lifestyle we discussed in the last module. So today we can discuss one of the most important part in our chapter, that is called life of Ladakh and life of the people of Kerala. So comparison between the life of peoples of Ladakh and lives of peoples of Kerala. So yeah, we can expect this question as a 5-mark question. That is why I am just here compare this to one. So first we can discuss the life of Ladakh. So Ladakh, we know that one of the newly formed territories in our India. The new government also especially divided the Jammu Kashmir into two, Ladakh and Kashmir. So Ladakh is one of the new one. So Ladakh is a cold desert. Cold desert means very cold climate condition. We can expect there. Not like the Rajasthan. It's a cold climate. Rajasthan is a hot climate. Hot desert. Here the Ladakh is a cold desert. It is situated in the east part of Jammu Kashmir. It is snow bounded one. Snow is covered many part of Ladakh. That was cold climate condition. So little agriculture only possible in this Ladakh region. Little agriculture only possible because of the snow problem. Snow is covered many part of the Ladakh. So people in that region, they are rearing the sheep, a special type of the sheep. So from that sheep they took the Pashmina wool. Pashmina wool they taken from that sheep and producing the Pashmina shawls, especially women. So there is a great trademark of our Ladakh. People are producing a special shawls called Pashmina shawls that is took from a sheep that is called Pashmina wool. That Pashmina wool they mainly carefully extracted from that sheep and producing the Pashmina shawls. And Ladakh people they eat mainly meat, milk products called cheese and butter. Ladakh people eat meat, then milk product, cheese and butter. That they eat by the Ladakh. They eat. And each and every family in Ladakh, they own goats, cows and special type of the buffalo, yak. So they owned this one. And in Ladakh, mainly Buddhism reached Tibet through Ladakh. From India, Buddhism are reaching the Tibet through Ladakh. That is why it was called a Little Tibet. Buddhism is a religion founded by the, especially called Gautama Buddha, starting from Bihar Orissa region. That religion is by birth from India, but later spread to Tibet, China, Nepal, then China, Japan, Korea, that region. So that Buddhist religion reached Tibet through our Ladakh. That is why it was called a Little Tibet. So for Buddhist religion, Ladakh is most important place. And Islam also reaching that part almost 100 years ago. So then mainly Hinduism is there, Buddhism is there, Islam is there. These three religions are together culminated with our Ladakh region. And especially here a Tibetan national epic that is called Kesar Sagar. Kesar Sagar that is performed by here and sung by each Muslims and Buddhist people. So that is what Tibetan national epics. Epics means one of the great epic, like Ramayana, like Mahabharata, like that one. The story of the great ancestors, maybe a connecting with a religion or sometimes a region. So Tibetan national epic Kesar Sagar. Name is called Kesar Sagar. That is performed and sung by both Muslims and Buddhist people in this region. So that's about our Buddhism. Not Buddhism, the Ladakh lifestyle. So once again, Ladakh is a very cold desert situating in the east part of the Jammu Kashmir. Many parts of the Ladakh are bounded with the snow, covered with the snow. That is why little agriculture only possible here. And people from Ladakh also producing the Pashmina, especially the Pashmina wool from a special type of sheep. So here women also producing Pashmina shawls. And people from Ladakh eat meat, milk product. Milk product also called cheese and butter. And each and every family from Ladakh owned goats, cows and special type of bullock called yak. And in Ladakh, Buddhism reached Tibet through Ladakh. That is why it is called Little Tibet. And for Buddhism, their moral head of that religion is called Dalai Lama. Dalai Lama, his center is called Tibet. So, in Tibet, Buddhism reaching through our Ladakh. That is called, it is a Little Tibet. And Islam religion also reached here almost 100 years ago. Then next one, Tibetan national epics called Kesar Shagar, celebrated and sung here by both Muslims and Buddhist people. So that's about the life of a Ladakh. I think that it is clear. It's a cold desert, East Jammu Kashmir part region, snow bounded one, little agriculture only possible. People producing pashmina wool from a sheep. They are producing also pashmina shawls, eat meat, milk products, then cheese and butter, on goats, cows and yak. Then Buddhism reached here, Tibet through Ladakh, this is called Little Tibet. Islam also reached almost 100 years ago. And another one, Tibetan national epic, Kesar Shagar, is celebrated and sung by, performed by both Muslims and Buddhist people here. So, next after the life of the Ladakh, we can discuss the Kerala. The geographical, historical and religious lifestyle of peoples of Ladakh is different from Kerala. There is a lot of differences in geography, in religion, lifestyle, food style and festival also, religion also. So we can discuss the life of the Kerala, our Kerala. Kerala is situated in the southwest corner of the India. So for example, within the India, Kerala position here, this south, then west, India. So the southwest corner of part we can see Kerala. And in Kerala, one side is covered with the sea, another side is covered with the mountains. In Kerala area, we can see one sea, that is called Arabian Sea. So in Kerala, we have one Arabian Sea, and another side we have a lot of mountains. This is a special feature of the our Kerala. And Kerala is also the land of spices. Spices called pepper, ginger, cardamom, cloves, everything is we can see here. So Kerala is land of the spices, pepper, cloves, cardamom, cinnamon, and these are things we can see from Kerala. That is why many Europeans are attracted to Kerala because of these spices. And here Jewish people, Arab traders also went here for trading activities. Jewish people from Israel, Arab traders from Arabian country, they reached Kerala for trading purposes. For religiously we can see here Apostle Saint Thomas. Saint Thomas visited Kerala 200 years ago. So believe that Saint Thomas bring Christianity to India first upon in Kerala. So Kerala is a land of Christianity also. Not Hinduism, not Buddhism. It's a land of Christianity also. So a great apostle, great person from Christianity, Saint Thomas visited Kerala almost 200 years ago. He also bring Christianity to India through Kerala. So there is a significance of the Christianity in India. And next one, Ibn Battuta, one of the Arabian trader, not African trader, Ibn Battuta visiting the Kerala and wrote the travelogues and experiences of the Kerala. And he wrote about the Muslims, their life in Kerala. That's about the Ibn Battuta and his travelogue. And a great European, a Portuguese person, Vasco da Gama, visiting Kerala in the year 1498. He discovered a sea route to India. That is, he went to Kerala. So he reaching Kappad in Kerala in the year 1498. A Portuguese person. And he collected many spices from Kerala when he returned to Portugal. And next one, Kerala also the land of religion. We can hear Buddhism is there, Islam is there, Christianity is there, Hinduism is there. So these religions are, Jainism is there in Kerala. So Jainism is also spread in the Wayanad region. And Buddhist people are a lot in number, numerically we can see in Malappuram. So peoples from different religion lived in Kerala. Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism and Jainist people are living in Kerala. And in Kerala with the influence of the Chinese, China Wala and Cheena Chatti, our Cheena Chatti, and Cheena Vala is famous in Kerala. And people are eating the rice, then fish and other elements. And we are celebrating a common festival called Onam here. Onam is our one of the state festival of the Kerala. That is celebrated by every religious people. That's about the our Kerala. So once again, Kerala is also known as the God zone country in India. God zone country because of the our typical geographical features and our customs. So once again, Kerala is situated in the southwest corner of the India. Kerala is situated in the southwest corner of India. Then next we discuss that in Kerala, one part is covered with the sea, another part is covered with the mountains. Then we discuss that in Kerala we have an available of lot of Kerala is land of the spices also. Spices is commonly called pepper, ginger, cloves, cardamom, cinnamon. So all these types of spices we can see in Kerala. For collecting spices, Europeans, then Jewish people, then Arab peoples are went to Kerala. Their most famous is spices in Kerala. So Arab traders and Jewish traders from Israel, they went to our Kerala. For religiously we can see Kerala is a land of Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, Buddhism and Jainism. So the apostle Saint Thomas of Christianity is a great person from Christianity. He reached in Kerala in 200 years ago and spreading Christianity to India. That's a famous one. Then Ibn Battuta, a Moroccan, an African trader, foreigner, traveler, visited Kerala, taught about the life of the Islam and their people. So traveler, we can check this traveler written by Ibn Battuta. We can see the lifestyle of the Malayalis or the Kerala people. Then we discuss that Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese person, visited Kerala. Not visited, he discovered a sea route to India. He reaching the Kapat, Kerala, find out a great sea route from Europe to India. He went to Kerala coast, Kapat, in the year 1498. Then religion we discussed that Kerala is a land of different religion: Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Jainism. Our religions we can see here. Then with the influence of the Chinese people, here famous by Cheena Vala, fishing net. Then Cheena Chatti, or Malappuram, we colloquially called Cheena Chatti, is called what? Cheena Chatti. Then Kerala people eat the rice, then meat and fishes. And Kerala, the people are celebrating the Onam, our festival. So that's about the Kerala people. So here we can see the life of the Ladakh and Kerala is entirely different one. With the geography and with the religious and their practices, their eating styles and their dressing style and their cultural beliefs. It have differences. So to denoting these differences, here given the comparison between the life of Ladakh and the life of Kerala. So by point wise, I have discussed it here. I think that it is clear. And if you have any further doubt about this module, you can ask me through WhatsApp call. Otherwise, we can discuss deeply in this part in our live session. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.